Hello, 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 pretty girl alumni. Please enter the lesson. Class is in session. And today we're going to be doing a continuation from the Ultimate Glow Up Guide. This is for me personally through research and anecdotal evidence and experiences, and also talking to other people. These are my top unhinged methods that I've done or experienced or heard of. And I want you to think of the retro Hollywood actors, like the blonde bombshells. I've watched a lot of biopics or mini documentaries. Shout out to Corrine Allude. She does a lot of very nice, very detailed, well researched, well composed videos of these retro Hollywood stars. And this is where I'm getting my methods for this series. So, trust me when I say these are legit methods, and I've tried a lot of them, and they have they have worked for me. I'm gonna drop a little story time, examples of how I did it, because you can do this at different levels, different extremities. You don't need to take everything I do and do it to like the fullest. You can take and pick what you like and leave what you don't like. Okay. So, my first piece of advice is with any drastic transformation is I like to hibernate or isolate myself. Maybe not fully isolate myself because I still need to go to the gym, to running clubs and all of that, but I like to limit my interaction and my socializing. Just to, it's more of a calculative method because if I'm not going out and socializing a lot, I can spend a lot more time on myself, which is very important for this step. So it's have a very drastic change in your looks. So, obviously, we're going to always talk about looks in glow up guides because your looks are the first thing people see. That's the first thing people will recognize about you. And I call it a hibernation period. I like to take a little hibernation period because it also makes it more dramatic when I pop back out. And who doesn't like the drama, right? Like, it's more impactful, when you post on social media after, I don't know, 8 months and you've lost like 30 kgs and you got abs now. Hello, what? Or you disappear for 3 months and you come out with a new project and you come out with a lot of money and red hair. you know so there are benefits to hibernating and isolating yourself. But the one thing that I've noticed from studying these women who are the retro Hollywood actors, the blonde bombshells, the American sweethearts of the beginning of Hollywood, is that they would make extreme changes to their look. And there was no like body positivity back then, or there was way less body positivity back then. There was no, oh, accept yourself. It was you're either the beauty standard or you're the butt of the joke, right? So, these women, I've noticed a lot of them lost weight. They changed their hair color. They have a signature hairstyle. Like the perfect example was Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, when I saw earlier images of her, when I was watching Corrine Allude's video, she wasn't the Marilyn I saw when she became Hollywood's Marilyn Monroe. She looked like a sweet girl next door. I've seen her in like normal bathing suits, like, you just walk past her on the street, and then she disappeared for a little. She dyed her hair. She came out with that classic, iconic blonde hair mole. I don't even think that mole's real. And she changed her style. She lost a lot of weight. Like she made the singed, like busted dresses, like iconic. She has so many iconic outfits. She stopped wearing basic outfits, at least if she was in the public eye. You'd always see like she was a fashion icon, right? So, she made drastic changes, but people don't see that. They only see Marilyn Monroe when she was the finished product. And I think that's the greatest advantage of being a pretty girl that's elevating, is that it doesn't matter how long you like take, or you need to hibernate, or you need to isolate, or you need to lock in. Whenever you pop out, it's going to be worth it. Like, you're not going to say, "Oh, I wish I didn't spend 3 months like losing weight." You're never gonna say that, right? You're never gonna say, "I wish I didn't learn how to do my makeup properly. I wish I didn't do my hair nicely." You're never gonna come back home and say, "Oh, I wish I never elevated. I wish I never glowed up," right? So that is the first thing. You need to know, you need to experiment as well. Don't be afraid to experiment. And this is going to lead into the next point, which is you need to be creative, okay? The women who are historical figures, fashion icons, the trendsetters, they're not sheep, they're not followers. So unfortunately, it is very, especially with social media, it is very competitive. So don't just follow the grain. Maybe in the beginning, if you're still learning out, or maybe you just got into socials, or it doesn't even need to be socials. Maybe you just got into makeup, maybe you just got into fashion, maybe you just got into this or that. Um, Make sure that you are being original and you're being unique. You can take inspiration, you can aspire to be like someone, but don't be a mimic copycat version, because there are already so many of those out there and you're just gonna blend in. And you think people think that being creative and being standoutish is what's going to get them backlash and hate and ridicule, and that is true. There is not one historical creative that I can think of who never received ridicule or backlash, which means that's just further proof that it's part of the territory, even though maybe later they were critically acclaimed and praised and stuff. I've never heard a story of a creative or a revolutionary who never received a backlash. And usually those people receive the most backlash because they're not conforming. So if you want to be the ultimate baddie, you need to not conform. You need to be the one who people are copying, not the one who is copying people. You need to create your own image, your own brand. You need to become a brand essentially. And you need to make sure that those things that you put out there and the image you put out there aligns with your brand. Because that only strengthens your image, that only strengthens your persona and how people perceive you. And number two, oh, is this number three? Sorry. So number three is you need to be hard to impress, okay? Think royalty. Think um ultimate old money. Like, you are a pretty girl, okay? And it does not matter. I don't care what society tells you. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to have fancy cars. You don't even need to dress well as a pretty girl. Like, your energy is currency. I am going to be dropping that video tomorrow, so stay tuned. But essentially, you don't need to be impressed by every little thing, because the less of your positive, I'm gonna say, like, I don't think not being impressed is a negative thing, but the less joy or positive emotions you give people, the more valuable those emotions will be perceived. Like, if you have a friend who doesn't laugh easily at jokes, you're gonna feel good about yourself when they finally laugh, right? It's like we've all had that experience, that friend who barely laughs. When they actually laugh at your joke and they have a good chuckle at your joke, it feels different. You can't even deny it. It feels different. So that's what you want people to feel like when they're interacting with you. They can't get a read on you. This also ties into the next point, which is be mysterious, okay? So this is more in terms of the aura you give off rather than your reactions. The first point is more of like react when don't be too reactive. Don't be easy to impress. Don't be like, oh my God, wow, wow, you know. But this one is be mysterious. I like to not overstay my time and places. So I love doing this because it also makes me more efficient. So I'll go to the gym. Um, I'll sit, I'll have my coffee for like 16 minutes. I know that's very specific, but like 16 to 20 minutes. I'll go to the toilet and then I'll go home. Or I'll go to my class and I'll go home. Like, I don't overstay my time. And this intrigues people, honestly. People like things that they can't get a solid read on. They can't quite pinpoint where or how you feel about them. They tend to be more cautionary with how they talk to you, and this can lead to better experiences, in my opinion. And it's also leads you to be more efficient because it's hard to get your attention. So you're not like, looking around. Someone has to be direct. So it just saves you from like a lot of wasted time. This literally helps me from like kind of dealing with being catcalled because I don't give the men time to like approach me or something like that. But obviously it's not foolproof. They can still approach you, but it does help here and there. And the reason why I say that pretty girls should be mysterious and not easily impressed and kind of reserved and keep to themselves and make people work for their energy is because your energy is currency. Um, you are a gem, quite literally. You are a gem. You are someone that people want to be associated with. And not only that, you are someone that when someone associates with them, people notice and people notice that person as well. So you also give off benefits just by being in close proximity to you. And think of that, like that is literally why some people are famous or celebrities because they are seen with like certain people. Like think of how crazy it is in terms of how relationships can affect your status, that some people are famous solely because they are the partner of a famous person or someone who is an really good or a praised or like literally pedestalized musician or individual in society. So you're the exact same way. And even if you don't think it's on that same like scale as a celebrity, think of it like people pay attention. People look at y'all when you walk in. People, some I've even noticed personally, people are nicer to us. People like tend to socialize and interact with us or feel comfortable interacting with us. And my partner has told me that he feels that people feel more comfortable approaching us as a couple when I'm there because people never approach him, right? Because he's kind of like torn, like very grim looking. He doesn't smile a lot. He's very, and some people may say he's intimidating. So that just helps with making sure you just eliminate bad experiences because honestly, when you're a people pleaser and you're just around everyone and anyone, you literally experience any and every bad experience. And I love giving the Rue analogy because I feel like Rue is the perfect example of this. And I'll contrast her with, let's say, like Maddie. So Root literally just goes wherever. She is kind of like an addict, so she just follows the drug trail or the party trail because there might be drugs and alcohol there. And she lands herself in the craziest situations because she's literally not exclusive with her, like, like where she goes and who she's around. She's been in so many dangerous situations just because she doesn't say, I don't think I'm too good to do that. I'm too good to go there. She's kind of just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about myself. I don't love myself. Because at some point she was living for a friend slash girlfriend who is now her ex. Um, so that's the kind of analogy I think of when I just let anyone and everyone into my space and into my energy, and I just interact with anyone anyhow. Like someone's hitting me up, oh, do you want to go to this place? I research it. I don't like the location, but I'm there anyways. And I don't know this person that well, and then they leave me. And you just find yourself in the craziest experiences where if I'm saying like, okay, the only men I go out with are my brothers, quote unquote, and my mother, my best friend, and my boyfriend. Those are only people I feel comfortable going out with. So like drinking and like, doing fun things where I can like be free and not like worry about coming home late. But if I'm by myself, I'm not gonna go just, anywhere. I'm not gonna go clubbing by myself. That's quite dangerous, especially in the location that I live in. But I'm not gonna go out to parties and like go out with random people. Or I might go to like the beach or because it's very close to my house, or I might go to a very nice cafe during the day. But 6 o'clock, I'm in my house, doors locked, even earlier than that most of the time. I don't like just walk around and try to interact with people because I know that I am a target. I'm a target for predators, for even normal people. So you hear the craziest stories. Like I listen to stories like this and I just think of how insane it is to be a human and how truly it is a blessing to be alive, because you hear the craziest stories where you wouldn't expect someone to be that evil. And I just remember the story of this girl who went on a trip with her friends and they came back without her, and she was killed, and the friends weren't being cooperative to solve the murder. So obviously, the logical conclusion was that they planned, obviously, to unalive her. And it's so sad because either way you look at it, it's like a lot of people, they feel threatened and intimidated by successful women. So you need to be careful as a successful pretty girl because you are a target. Not you can, you are a target. And it's just always better to stay safe. And sorry, rather, it's easier to navigate and dictate and let people in rather than have people in and now you have to like try and get them out and constantly. I remember that when I was not exclusive with my time, I'd always be having people who I didn't quite mesh with. And I'd be constantly having to fight, explain myself. And ever since I stopped like just wanting to be liked by everyone and wanting to not miss out FOMO, oh, I want to be accepted by every group in college. Like, I don't have to do that. So I've just been at peace because I don't have to fight with this person because they weren't punctual, or this person because they didn't come to my birthday party, or they were being shady, and just peace. I literally only have work numbers and like close family numbers on my phone. I don't even have extended family. It's literally my mother, my brother, my dad, my boyfriend. Oh, not husband yet. My boyfriend and like Maybe if I move into a new complex, I'll take like the groundkeeper's number or the security guard's number or something like that, just in case of an emergency. But yeah, that is my unhinged video. Let me know what you think. Were these truly unhinged or was I over exaggerating? Do you have even more extreme like cases of like you doing something to elevate yourself, like the most unhinged, erratic, radical things you have done to elevate yourself, even if it's not a physical elevation, even if it's emotional growth, like getting over a toxic boyfriend, ex, um, dealing with a specific trauma, or going no contact, like I said earlier. Just let me know what you have done. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe for more content. And I will see you next time. Bye.